Hello and welcome to this inspiring video about personal success and the power of your mind. Today, we are going to explore a very famous book that can completely change the way you live your life. This wonderful book is called The Magic of Thinking Big, and it was written by a wise professor named David J. Schwartz. David Schwartz spent many years studying the daily behavior of successful business leaders, happy families, and extraordinary individuals. He noticed that the main difference between highly successful people and ordinary people is not their level of intelligence. The main difference is not their family background, their luck, or the amount of money they had in the bank. The true secret to success lies entirely in the specific size of their daily thoughts and beliefs. Most people around the world live a very small life because they choose to think small every single day. They limit their own potential because they do not believe that they can achieve great things in their careers. This comprehensive guide will teach you how to expand your mind, destroy your fears, and achieve true happiness. Let us begin by looking at the core concept of the book, which says, "Belief determines your ultimate success." Belief is not just a magical feeling or a simple wish that things will get better tomorrow morning. True belief is a powerful mental force that directs your daily actions, choices, and energy. When you firmly believe that you can complete a difficult task, your mind naturally finds a way to do it. Your brain opens up to creative ideas, solutions, and helpful opportunities that you did not see before. But when you do not believe that you can succeed, your mind automatically looks for reasons to fail. It creates a long list of convenient excuses to justify why you should give up on your big dreams. Stephen Covey and David Schwartz both agree that your mind works exactly like a massive thought factory. This mental factory has two opposing foremen who manage your daily thoughts every hour. The first foreman is named Mr. Triumph, and he is responsible for producing positive and successful thoughts. He tells you that you are strong, intelligent, capable, and that you can overcome any obstacle today. The second foreman is named Mr. Defeat, and he is responsible for producing negative and weak thoughts. He tells you that you are weak, inefficient, unlucky, and that you will fail if you try something new. Both of these foremen are extremely obedient, and they will produce exactly what you command them to make. If you give them a small negative thought, Mr. Defeat will go to work instantly in your brain. He will show you hundreds of reasons why you are not good enough to get that job promotion. If you give them a positive thought, Mr. Triumph will take over the factory and make you feel confident. He will show you that you have the skills, the determination, and the power to reach your destination. Therefore, you must fire Mr. Defeat from your mental factory and let Mr. Triumph manage your mind completely. Now let us look at a very dangerous mental disease that keeps millions of people poor and unsuccessful. David Schwartz calls this common disease excusitis because it is the chronic habit of making excuses for failure. Unsuccessful people have a highly developed case of excusitis, and they use it as a shield to protect their ego. There are 4 specific types of excusitis that you must cure if you want to think big in life. The first common type is called health excusitis, which means blaming your physical condition for your lack of success. People say, "I cannot start a business because I feel too tired," or "I have a bad back." Let us look at a young man named Robert, who suffered from health excusitis for many years. Robert had a mild heart problem, and he used it as an excuse to stay in a low-paying office job. He refused to take any career risks because he was terrified that stress would harm his body. One day, Robert met a successful entrepreneur who lost both of his physical legs in a terrible car accident. This man was full of positive energy, drove his own modified car, and managed 3 profitable local companies. Robert felt very ashamed of his own negative attitude and decided to cure his health excusitis that afternoon. He realized that it is always better to wear out your body in action than to rust out in lazy safety. He started working harder, opened a small side business, and felt healthier than he ever did before. The second widespread type is called intelligence excusitis, or brain excusitis in daily life. People mistakenly believe that they are not smart enough to achieve high positions or make a lot of money. They look at successful leaders and assume that those leaders possess a special type of genius brain. But David Schwartz explains that how you use your brain is far more important than how much brain you have. Your daily attitude and your interest in your work matter much more than your official intelligence score. Let us look at an employee named John, who worked as a junior salesman at a large technology firm. John believed that he could never become the top sales manager because he did not have a university degree. He always let his co-worker, named Philip, lead the big client meetings because Philip was highly educated. One day John noticed that Philip knew a lot of facts, but had a very arrogant and cold attitude toward customers. John, on the other hand, had a warm smile, listened to clients intently, and truly cared about their needs. John decided to stop worrying about his official education and focus entirely on his positive customer attitude. He started leading his own sales meetings, and his friendly approach attracted dozens of new corporate clients. Within 6 months, John became the #1 salesman in the firm because he used his mind productively. He cured his brain excusitis by realizing that a positive attitude is worth more than a fancy school certificate. The third common type of this mental sickness is called age excusitis in our modern society. Young people say, "I cannot start a professional career because I am too young and nobody will respect me." Old people say, "I cannot learn a new skill or change my job because I am too old to start over." This excuse is a terrible trap because it completely destroys your enthusiasm for the future. David Schwartz gives us a simple formula to calculate how much productive working life you actually have left. Imagine that you are 40 years old today and you think it is too late to change your career path. The standard productive working life of an average human being lasts from age 20 to age 70. This means you have a total of 50 years of active professional life in your human journey. At age 40, you have only used 20 years of your time, and you still have 30 golden years left to work. 30 years is an incredibly long time, and it represents more than half of your entire productive life. Therefore, it is never too late or too early to build a beautiful life and follow your true passion. Let us look at a woman named Mary who wanted to study computer programming at age 45. Her friends told her that she was too old to learn coding because technology belongs to young kids. Mary refused to listen to their negative advice and enrolled in a local computer school that semester. She studied diligently for 2 years, received her diploma, and found a wonderful job at a software firm. She loved her new career and proved that age is just a number when your mind is young and active. The fourth type of this mental disease is called luck excusitis, which means blaming bad luck for your failures. When people see a successful businessman, they say he is just a lucky man who was at the right place. When they look at their own failures, they say that the universe is always working against them. But if you look closely at lucky people, you will see that their luck is the direct result of preparation. They work hard, they look for opportunities, and they take positive action when others are afraid. Unsuccessful people look at the beautiful results of success, but they ignore the long years of silent effort. Do not waste your valuable time wishing for good luck or waiting for a miracle to happen to you. Focus entirely on improving your character, your skills, and your daily systems of work. Let us now explore how to build absolute confidence and destroy your deep human fears completely. Fear is a very real and powerful psychological enemy that destroys human happiness and success every day. Fear keeps people in miserable jobs, prevents them from making friends, and stops them from speaking up. Many people try to ignore their fears or hope that they will go away automatically over time. But hope is a very weak strategy, and it never cures a deep psychological fear. The absolute best medicine to destroy any fear on earth is to take immediate physical action. When you feel afraid of doing something, you must jump into it immediately without hesitating. If you are terrified of making a cold phone call to a client, pick up the phone and dial the number now. The moment you take action, your fear will disappear like smoke, and your confidence will grow strong. David Schwartz shares 5 powerful physical habits that you can practice to build your confidence every day. The first physical habit is to always sit in the front row when you attend a meeting or a classroom. Most people run to the back of the room because they are afraid of being noticed or asked questions. Sitting in the back row shows that you feel weak, insecure, and that you lack personal confidence. Sitting in the front row shows that you are proud, confident, and ready to participate in the event. The second habit is to practice looking other people directly in the eye when you speak to them. Looking someone in the eye tells them that you are honest, confident, and that you respect them completely. Avoiding eye contact makes you look guilty, afraid, or as if you are hiding a secret from them. The third habit is to practice walking 25% faster than an average person walks down the street. Ordinary people have a slow, sluggish, and tired walk that shows they lack purpose in their daily lives. Confident people walk with a fast pace, straight shoulders, and a clear direction in their steps. Their walk tells the entire world that they have an important destination and a valuable goal to reach. The fourth habit is to practice speaking up and sharing your opinions during group meetings. Do not sit quietly in the corner of the room, wondering what other people will think of your words. Every time you share an idea, you strengthen your mind muscle and build your public confidence. The fifth habit is to give other people a massive, genuine, and warm smile whenever you see them. A big smile is an excellent weapon that melts human ice and destroys opposition instantly. It makes you feel happy inside and tells others that you are a friendly and successful individual. Let us look at how to think big by changing the specific words you use in your daily vocabulary. Small thinkers use small, negative, and dark words that create a depressing picture in their minds. They use words like impossible, failed, difficult, problem, and hopeless when they talk about tasks. These negative words make their brain feel tired and discourage them from trying hard. Big thinkers use large, positive, and bright words that create a beautiful picture in their minds. They use words like opportunity, challenge, solution, successful, and wonderful every single day. Instead of saying we have a massive problem, they say we have an exciting challenge to solve. This small shift in vocabulary completely changes the emotional energy of your entire team. Thinking big also means seeing what can be in the future instead of just seeing what is in the present. An ordinary person looks at an old messy house and sees only a piece of ugly junk. A big thinker looks at the exact same house and sees a beautiful modern home for a family. An ordinary salesperson looks at a difficult client and sees an annoying waste of time. A big thinker looks at the client and sees a wonderful opportunity to build a long-term business deal. Let us look at a narrative example about a real estate salesman named Peter to see this clearly. Peter was trying to sell a large piece of empty land that was full of rocks and tall weeds. Many other salesmen tried to sell the land, but they failed because it looked very ugly to customers. They told the owner that the land was worthless and that nobody would ever buy it. Peter decided to think big and looked at the empty land with a creative mind. He did not see rocks and weeds. He saw a beautiful new school for the children of the city. He hired a local architect to draw a colorful picture of the school sitting on that land. Peter then visited a group of local investors. and showed them the beautiful architectural picture. The investors loved the vision, bought the land immediately, and built the school there next year. Peter earned a massive financial commission because he was willing to see what could be. He used his imagination to add value to a property that others threw away as useless trash. To think big, you must also learn to think and dream creatively in your daily job. Creative thinking does not mean that you must paint a picture or write a beautiful poem. Creative thinking simply means finding new, better, and more efficient ways to do any task. If you are a janitor, creative thinking means finding a faster way to clean the office building. If you are a mother, creative thinking means finding a fun way to teach your kids to clean their rooms. The absolute best way to jumpstart your creative thinking is to believe that it can be done. When you believe that a goal is possible, your mind goes to work to find the practical path. The second way to think creatively is to become a master at listening to other people. Small thinkers talk constantly because they want to boast about themselves and look smart. Big thinkers listen intently because they want to collect new ideas, facts, and useful information. Ask other people for their advice, their opinions, and listen to their stories with an open mind. Your mind will grow stronger and you will find creative solutions to your own personal problems. Let us now discuss how to manage your daily environment to protect your precious mind. Your mind is a highly sensitive instrument that absorbs the energy of the things around you. The people you talk to, the books you read, and the shows you watch shape your future character. Schwartz says that there are 3 types of environments that people live in today. The first environment is full of small, negative, and cynical people who want to pull you down. These people tell you that your dreams are crazy and that you should stay in your safe lane. They gossip about their neighbors, complain about the government, and fight over tiny things. If you surround yourself with these negative individuals, you will eventually become just like them. The second environment is the first-class environment, which is full of successful, positive, and growing people. These individuals talk about big ideas, exciting projects, future goals, and helpful books. They encourage you to try new things, support your dreams, and celebrate your small wins. Highly effective people always choose to go first class in their thoughts, their friends, and their habits. They avoid gossip. They stay away from petty fights, and they look for mentors who inspire them. Let us look at a young woman named Linda who worked as a low-level accountant at a firm. Linda sat next to a group of co-workers who spent their lunch break complaining about their low salaries. They criticized the company director and said that success was only for people with rich parents. Linda felt very depressed and tired after listening to their negative conversations every afternoon. She decided to upgrade her environment and started eating her lunch alone in a quiet public park. She used the quiet hour to read books about leadership, business management, and personal growth. She also started talking to the senior managers of the company during her coffee breaks. The senior managers noticed her positive attitude and her interest in the company's future growth. Within 1 year, Linda received a major promotion and moved to a beautiful private office upstairs. She escaped the negative trap downstairs simply by choosing a first-class environment for her mind. Another essential lesson from the book is to make your attitudes your allies in life. Your attitude is a silent language that speaks much louder than the actual words you use. When your attitude is positive, people can feel your warm energy from across the room. The first attitude you must develop is the attitude of intense enthusiasm for your work. To become enthusiastic about any task, you must first learn more information about it. If you think your job is boring, study its history, its details, and its deep impact on society. Find out how your daily labor helps other people live a better and more comfortable life. When you discover the true value of your job, enthusiasm will grow inside your heart naturally. The second attitude is the attitude of making other people feel important and respected. Every human being on earth has a deep psychological desire to feel appreciated and noticed. When you treat someone as an important individual, they will give you their best cooperation. Remember people's names, compliment their good work, and thank them sincerely for their help. Do not look down on the janitor, the waiter, or the young security guard at your office building. Treat every person with the exact same high level of respect that you give to the company president. The third attitude is the attitude of putting service first before you think about money. Small thinkers always ask, "What am I going to get out of this deal right now?" Big thinkers always ask, "How can I give more value and help this customer succeed today?" When you focus on giving excellent service, money will follow you automatically over time. Let us look at a story about a shop owner named Kevin who sold used family cars. Other car salesmen in the town used clever lies to hide mechanical problems from their clients. They wanted to make a quick profit today, and they did not care about the customer's future safety. Kevin decided to put service first and checked every vehicle thoroughly before selling it. If a car had a small defect, Kevin told the client about it honestly and fixed it for free. He also gave every buyer a full 6-month warranty for all mechanical repairs. His friends told him that he was crazy and that he would lose a lot of money by being too honest. But customers loved Kevin's honest service and told all their neighbors about his wonderful shop. Within 2 years, Kevin's car shop became the largest and most trusted business in the whole state. He built a massive fortune simply because he chose to put service first before his personal profit. Now let us explore the 7th habit in this book, which is called the action habit. Schwartz says that the world is divided into 2 groups of people, activationists and passivationists. Passivationists are people who plan, dream, and wait for the perfect moment to take action. They say, "I am going to start my new diet when the next month begins." They say, "I will write my book when I have a long vacation," and no family duties, because the perfect moment never arrives in the real world. They never start their projects. Activationists are people who take immediate action today with whatever tools they have. They know that waiting only breeds fear, doubt, and cold procrastination in the mind. Action cures the fear of starting and creates the momentum you need to finish a task. Do not wait for conditions to be perfect, because conditions are never completely perfect. Expect difficulties, expect obstacles, and start moving forward despite them anyway. Use the mechanical method to overcome procrastination when you feel lazy or unmotivated. The mechanical method means you start doing the physical motions of the task without thinking. If you do not want to write a report, sit down at your desk and start typing single words. Once your fingers start moving, your brain will follow the action and focus will arrive naturally. Let us look at a young student named Sarah who had to write a long university research paper. Sarah spent 3 weeks looking at her blank computer screen, feeling stressed and anxious. She kept telling herself that she needed more information before she could write the first sentence. She was a passivationist who was paralyzed by her desire to make the paper perfect. One morning, she decided to use the mechanical method to break her heavy procrastination. She told herself that she would type for just 5 minutes, even if the sentences were ugly. She sat down and typed 3 simple sentences about her main research topic. Suddenly, her brain woke up, and she found herself typing for 2 continuous hours. She finished the entire research paper that afternoon and received an A grade from her teacher. Sarah learned that action must come first before motivation can arrive in your mind. To achieve long-term success, you must also learn how to turn defeat into victory. Every successful person on earth faces failures, mistakes, and painful disappointments. The difference between a winner and a loser is how they handle these difficult moments. Losers lose their confidence, blame others, and give up on their goals when they fail. Winners treat failure as a useful, free, and valuable lesson on the road to success. They become constructive critics of themselves and look for the specific reason for their defeat. They ask themselves, "What did I do wrong, and how can I improve my system next time?" They do not spend their time crying over spilled milk or feeling sorry for themselves. They wipe their tears, adjust their strategy, and jump back into the battle with more wisdom. Let us look at a businessman named David who opened a small Italian restaurant in his town. David spent all his savings to decorate the restaurant and hire a professional chef. But after 6 months, he had very few customers, and he was losing money every single week. David was forced to close the restaurant, and he felt like a complete failure in front of his family. Instead of giving up, David decided to study his defeat like a scientist in a laboratory. He visited the most successful restaurants in the city and watched their operations carefully. He noticed that his old restaurant was in a bad location with no parking space for cars. He also realized that his food prices were too high for the average residents of his town. David found a new location with a large parking lot and opened a casual burger shop. He offered delicious, simple food at low prices that every family could afford. His new burger shop was highly successful, and he opened 3 more locations within 3 years. David turned his initial defeat into a massive victory because he was willing to learn from mistakes. The next important lesson from the book is to use clear goals to help you grow. A goal is a specific destination or a blueprint for your future life and career. Without a clear goal, you are like a ship sailing in the middle of the dark ocean without a map. You will drift randomly every day, and you will never arrive at a beautiful port. David Schwartz recommends creating a detailed 10-year plan for your life journey. Divide your life into 3 main areas, which are your work, your home, and your social life. Write down exactly what position you want to hold in your company in 10 years. Write down what house you want to own and how much money you want to save. Once you have your big 10-year goal, divide it into small, daily, and weekly steps. Focus entirely on winning the single step that is in front of you this morning. Every small step you complete moves you 1% closer to your ultimate destination. Do not let temporary distractions or small delays stop you from following your plan. Finally, let us discover how to think like a wise and effective leader in your career. To be a leader, you must master the art of human empathy and progressive thinking. Rule number 1 for leadership is to trade minds with the people you want to influence. Put yourself in their shoes and ask what they need to feel happy and secure at work. If you are a manager, understand that your success depends on the success of your team. Help them learn new skills, support their ideas, and praise their achievements sincerely. Rule number 2 is to practice progressive thinking by constantly looking for improvements. A progressive leader never says, "We have always done things this way, so we cannot change." They ask, "How can we do this better? How can we move faster? And how can we grow?" They welcome new technology, encourage innovation, and lead their team into the future. Let us quickly summarize the beautiful magic of thinking big that we learned today. First, believe in yourself with all your heart and fire. Mr. Defeat from your mind. Second, cure your excusitis by refusing to blame your health, brain, age, or luck. Third, build your confidence by sitting in front, walking faster, and smiling big. Fourth, use big, positive, and bright words to describe your tasks and opportunities. Fifth, upgrade your environment by selecting first-class friends and avoiding gossip. Sixth, make your attitudes your allies by growing enthusiastic and putting service first. Seventh, get the action habit and destroy procrastination by starting immediately today. Eighth, learn from every single mistake and turn your defeats into future victories. Ninth, set a clear 10-year goal and move toward it step by step every week. 10th, think like a progressive leader by trading minds with the people on your team. Thinking big is a magnificent habit that you can train every single hour of your life. Do not let small-minded people convince you that you must live a small, ordinary life. The world has unlimited space and incredible rewards for those who dare to think big. Take control of your thoughts, expand your vision, and take action right now. Your time is today, so make every single choice count on your journey to true greatness.